Yes, good evening, children. Good evening. Good evening, online students. Good evening. I've shared my screen. Visible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. All right. So in today's class, we're going to discuss as much as word problems from this chapter, linear equations. And the solving part will be your weekend assignment. So we'll understand the question, we'll understand how the equations have to be framed, how to solve everything, but you're not going to write down anything now. So the completing classwork part will be your weekend assignment. All right. 8 chairs and 5 tables for a classroom cost rupees 10,500. While 5 chairs and 3 tables cost rupees 6,450. Find the cost of each chair and that of each table. Okay. So you need to find the cost of one chair and one table. So you have to assume the cost of one chair and one table. Because you whatever you have to find is what you have to assume. We have to find the cost of one chair and one table. So you'll have to assume that let the cost of one chair be rupees X. Let the cost of one table be rupees Y. Now, what's the information given? There are two things given. The first one is 8 chairs and 5 tables. That is the cost of 8 chairs and means plus, and the cost of 5 tables. Cost of 5 tables is equal to 10500. The cost of one chair is X. So 8 chairs will be 8x. X plus X plus X plus X 8 times. Repeated addition is multiplication. So 8x plus Y plus, because the cost together. So plus 5Y is equal to 10,500. The second equation, 5 chairs. So 5x plus 3 tables, 3Y. Why are we using the addition operation? Because it's a total and. Yeah, and. It's the cost of 5 chairs and the 3 tables together. So add. 5x plus 3y is equal to 6,450. All right. So these are the two equations. That's what you see here. These are the two equations. See here. 8x plus 5y is equal to 10,500. 5x plus 3y is equal to 6,450. So now we'll solve the two equations by the elimination method. So we have 3 methods, right? We've learned 3 methods in school. Elimination method, substitution method, and oh, okay, that is deleted, right? Okay. The special method you've learned. Special method where the coefficients are exchanged. Okay, fine. We'll discuss that. Okay, the cross multiplication method has been removed from your syllabus. That's another way. That's another method of solving linear equations in 2 variables x and y. When you have a pair of linear equations in 2 variables x and y, we can solve them to find the values of x and y by the elimination method. These are the different methods of solving the equations. Elimination method, substitution method, and until 2021, we had the cross multiplication method, which is now not a part of your syllabus. That's just a method to solve. Okay, so that's not there. There's one more method which is just called the special method. Yeah, adding the 2 equations, subtracting the 2 equations, and then solving the resulting 2 equations. Yeah, we have actually used that method in one of the classes earlier here. One class I did know on this chapter. Yeah, we've applied that method. So here we'll solve by the elimination method. So to solve 2 equations by the elimination method, you will have to eliminate either the variable x or the variable y. And to eliminate the variable x or y, their coefficients must be the same. They cannot same or opposite signs, but that numerical value should be the same. If you want to eliminate the variable x, the numerical coefficient of x and the numerical coefficient of x in the first equation and the numerical coefficient of x in the second equation should be the same. They can have the same signs, opposite signs, that's okay. If you want to eliminate y, the numerical coefficient of y in the first equation and the numerical coefficient of y in the second equation should be the same. If they're already the same, good. If they're not, you'll have to use LCM and make them equal by finding equivalent equations, by writing equivalent equations. So in lower classes, you'll be given a fraction like 2 by 3. Write 3 fractions equivalent to 2 by 3. Given fraction is 2 by 3. Write 3 fractions equivalent to this given fraction. So what will you do? Into 2 by 2, so 4 by 6. Then 2 by 3 into 3 by 3, 6 by 9, and so on. So like we have equivalent fractions, we also have equivalent equations. So when you multiply any given equation by a non-zero real number, you get an equivalent equation. When you multiply any given equation by not 0, anything other than 0, any real number other than 0, should not multiply by 0, anything other than 0. It can be root 2 by 5 minus root 2 by root 7. You multiply by anything, any real number, but not 0. The resulting equation is called the equivalent equation for the first one. So here we are writing equivalent equations. So you want to eliminate, so you decide which one you want to eliminate. So here I want to eliminate y. I want to eliminate y. So I have to make the coefficients of y equal. See, I want to eliminate y. Okay, so you can even eliminate x. So I want to eliminate y. So I have to bring the coefficients of y in the two equations to the same number using LCM. Okay, so you multiply the first equation by 3 and the second equation by 5. What's the LCM of 5 and 3? 15. So how will 5 become 15? Into 3. And this is 3. And how will 3 become 15? Into 5. So when you do this into 3 and into 5, you're writing, see, this equation is the equivalent of this equation. This equation is the equivalent of this equation. So we've written two equivalent equations. Is this part fine? Which variable we want to eliminate? Y. What is the coefficient of y in the first equation? 5. In the second equation? 3. So they're not the same. So you cannot eliminate. So what's the LCM of 5 and 3? 15. So how will 5 become 15? Into 3. And 3 become 15 into 5. So you should multiply every term in the LHS and RHS by 3. So 8x into 3, 5y into 3, 10,500 into 3. Here, 5x into 5, 3y into 5, 6,450 into 5. So like that, you get these two equivalent equations. Now, the next thing is, should you change the signs in the second equation or should you not change? That also is optional. It's not that optional meaning it depends on this. No, I shouldn't say it's optional. It depends on the situation. Now, if you don't change the signs, What is plus 15y plus 15y? Plus 30y. You still cannot eliminate it. The coefficients are the same, 15, but you still cannot cancel out because plus 15y is plus 30y. So you have to change. In this situation, you have to change the signs of the second equation. But supposing it was already like this, then you don't have to change the signs. When you don't change the signs, you are adding the two equations. When you change the signs, you are subtracting the two equations. That's all it is. So when you have two equations, you can add them, you can subtract, you can even multiply the two equations, you can divide one equation by the other. You can use all the 4 mathematical operations on the two equations. When you have two equations, you can add the two equations, you can subtract, multiply, divide. So here you cannot plus 15y is plus 30y. But you want to cancel, you want to eliminate it. So for that, it should be plus 15 and minus 15. So we change the signs in the second equation. That's what you see down here. So you can put it in a bracket. I can't type it here, so it's down. So we change the signs. Plus becomes minus. Minus will become plus. Write the opposite sign for every term in the second equation. Write the opposite sign for every term in the second equation. Now plus 15y minus 15y. 0. That means it's eliminated. 24x minus 25x minus x. 31,500 minus 32,250 minus 750. So minus cancels, x is equal to 750. Now once you find the value of one variable, substitute this in this one, this one, this one, or this one, any one of the four equations, but we choose to take the simpler equations. So we normally substitute in this or this, but you can also substitute here or here also. You will get the same answer. Okay, so substitute x is equal to 750 in equation 1. This is equation 1. In equation 1. So what is equation 1? 8x plus 5y is equal to 10,500. But what is x? 750. So 8 into 750 plus 5y is equal to 10,500. So when you work this, you're able to find the value of y. So the cost of one chair is 750 rupees and one table is 900 rupees. All right. Now that all of you have learned this chapter in school, yeah, so this might be like too basic for you. Yeah. Okay. So that's about the first one. So elimination method, all of you are comfortable, right? I don't have to explain it in every sum. This itself, I normally do in more detail, but now when I look at your faces, all of you know the chapter. And when I have to say something which you already know, it's a little difficult for me because it becomes difficult to, like express clearly because I know you already know it. So my mind is in a hurry, like your children are not listening, but not listening. So even I want to go to the next one. So any doubts you have with the elimination method? All of you know it. Substitution method. So we only want different situations. We know how to, like handle the equations using the elimination method or the substitution method. Online children, are we sure how to solve two equations using the elimination method, substitution method?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next question. Taxi charges in a city consist of fixed charges and the remaining depending upon the distance traveled in kilometers. So, like, it's a very practical situation. Like, taxi charges in a city consist of two types of charges. One is a fixed charge and the remaining depending upon the distance traveled in kilometers. So supposing you hire a taxi. Okay, you hire a taxi. If you hire the taxi, you have to pay 500 rupees. Now, if you use a taxi for 5 kilometers, then for every kilometer, say the charge is some 20 rupees per kilometer. Okay, you hire the taxi, it is 500 rupees. Whether you go 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers, 10 kilometers, 500 rupees is the fixed charge. The remaining depends on the remaining charge, the variable cost. So fixed cost and variable cost, or the fixed charge and variable charge. Fixed charge is 500. Whether you're going to use the car for 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, it's 500 fixed charge. The variable charge depends on the distance you cover using the car. So if you go 5 kilometers, so he says 20 rupees per kilometer. So what will be the total bill or whatever you will settle? So you'll have to pay 500 and then 5 into 20, 100, right? 5 kilometers into 20 rupees per kilometer. So 5 kilometers, so 100 rupees. So totally you will give him 600, him or her 600 rupees. So that's the situation explained here. If a person travels 60 kilometers, he pays rupees 960. And for traveling 80 kilometers, he pays 1260. Find the fixed charge and the rate per kilometer. Okay. So it's like the fixed cost and variable cost. Fixed cost, variable cost. The variable cost varies. Why does the variable cost vary? Because it depends on the distance you cover. That's why it's called a variable cost. Okay, so let the fixed cost be X rupees. The variable cost is per kilometer. right? It's the cost or the charge per kilometer. So let that be rupees Y per kilometer. Let the fixed cost be rupees X. Let the charge per kilometer be rupees Y. So now case one is you booked the car, no? So you have to pay X. You booked the car, so you have to pay X. In addition to that, you have to pay Y rupees per kilometer. So how many kilometers you travel using the car? 60. So 60 Y. 1 kilometer, Y rupees. 60 kilometers, 60 Y rupees. Now this fixed cost and the variable cost together is 960. This is the total money you're settling the cab person. Second case is the car is used for 80 kilometers. You have booked the car. You have to pay X. In addition to that, 1 kilometer, Y rupees. 80 kilometers, 80 Y. These two put together, the total is 1260. So here you don't have to, write equivalent equations because already you see x, 1x, 1x. So you can directly change the signs because x plus x is 2x. So you have to change the signs in the second equation. Minus, minus, minus. So x plus x minus x cancels. So on solving this is equal to minus 300. Huh? Okay, I have it here. So this, so minus 25 is minus 300. So y is equal to 15. That means the charge per kilometer is 15 rupees. Then you substitute in one of the two equations to find the value of x. That's 60 rupees. Correct? Online children? Can we go to the next one? You're sipping your tea, coffee, so you're not able to answer. Okay. Next one. A part of monthly hostel charges in a school is fixed. A part of monthly hostel charges in a school is fixed. And the remaining depends on the number of days one has taken food in the mess. So, in a hostel, you have to pay some money. You are meaning a fixed cost. So, X. You're a hostel, you have to pay X. Now, if you don't use the mess at all, okay, so you have an induction stove. So, you cook your meals. You're very health conscious. You don't want to eat in the mess. All right. So, you make your own food. Say. So, you're not using the mess. So, you will not have the remaining cost, which depends on the number of days you've taken food in the mess. So, you're not using the mess at all. You make your own food. All right. So then it will be only X because you're using the hostel, but you're not using the mess. Okay. People who don't use, okay, fine. We'll not take other situations. So if you're a hosteler, you have to pay X. And if you eat in the mess, the cost is not fixed. It depends. If you eat for 1 day, something, 2 days, a little more, 3 days, a little more, like that. Okay, a part of the monthly hostel charges in a school is fixed and the remaining depends on the number of days one has taken food in the mess. When a student A, the name of the student, okay, A, really A, so A is the student referred here, takes food for 22 days, he has to pay so much as hostel charges. Whereas a student B who takes food for 28 days pays so much as hostel charges. Find the fixed charges and the cost of food per day. So we need to get the terms clear. Hostel charges are of two types in this question. Hostel charges are of two types. One is the fixed charge. One is the fixed charge. The other is the food per day, cost of food per day. Correct? Cost of food per day into number of days. Into number of days. Hostel charges. Okay, one is fixed, two parts. One part is fixed, the other part is variable. So the variable part is about the cost of food per day. So if you take for n days, n into cost of food per day. Correct, no? fixed charge, and the other one is cost of food per day into the number of days. These two put together will be your hostel charges. Here. Hostel charges in a school is fixed, and the remaining depends on the number of days one has taken food in the mess. So what is the total thing called hostel charges? The total thing is called hostel charges. One is the fixed charge. The other is food, cost of food per day into number of days. Into number of days. Okay, so these two put together will be the hostel charges. So let this be X. Let this be rupees. Okay, this also is rupees X, and let this be rupees Y per day. Let this be rupees Y per day. So for student A, X he has to pay 22 days. So plus 22Y. 1 day Y rupees, 22 days, 22Y. That is the mess charges. So totally the fixed charge and the mess charges makes the hostel charges. And what is that? 4250. Correct? And for the other student B, he or she has to pay X. Along with that, 28Y is equal to 5150. Again, we don't have to write equivalent equations because you can cancel out, you can subtract equation, you can work equation 1 minus equation 2. Equation 1 minus equation 2. So change the signs in the second equation. X will get cancelled. You can eliminate X, find Y, and then substitute and find X. Correct? Online children? I don't know why no response. Raise your hand, online children. Okay. Okay, Niveda, Swati, Anirudhan, Savarna, Sadhana, Anugraha, Srivatsan. You're there. Okay. So I'll share all these images with you tonight. Okay. So by now, you know, meaning in my presentations, when you see these signs here, I've changed the signs in the second equation. This plus becomes minus, plus, minus, plus, minus. So X is eliminated. So we find Y, substitute and find X. A lending library is slightly different. We'll have to read the question carefully. A lending library has a fixed charge for the first 3 days. For the first 3 days, the charge is fixed, and an additional charge for each day thereafter. So the library is actually encouraging. A library has to encourage children to read books, or pick reference book, reference material, use and gain knowledge. That is why like you use the book for 3 days. They don't charge you for every day. 3 days, same cost. 3 days, same cost, and an additional charge for each day thereafter. And an additional charge for each day thereafter. So first 3 days fixed charge, only very minimum. In my days. Now I don't know. Mona paid rupees. Okay, so this is the situation is about my days only. Now 21 rupees, 27 rupees. I don't know if it's really applicable. Mona paid rupees 27 for a book kept for 7 days, while Tanvi, or however you read that name, paid rupees 21 for the book she kept for 5 days. Find the fixed charge and the charge for each extra day. So 7 days and 5 days. But we'll have to break down 7 days as 3 days plus 4 days. And 5 days as 3 days plus 2 days. Correct? 3 days plus 4 days. 3 days plus 2 days. What's the fixed charge for 3 days? Fixed charge is not for 1 day. Fixed charge is for 3 days. For all the 3 days, only one charge it is, rupees X. It's not rupees X per day. The fixed charge for all the 3 days is rupees X. From the 4th day, per day it is Y, rupees Y per day. So let the fixed charge be rupees, that is fixed charge for the 3 days, be rupees X. And the charge for each extra day be rupees Y per day. Correct? So now 7 days, no? So X plus 4 extra days. For that only she has to pay 4Y, not 7Y. Okay, not 7Y. Correct? Not 7Y. 7 days she has to book. But for the first 3 days, the fixed cost is X. Then it's very clearly given, and an addition charge for each day. Addition charge is applicable only for each day thereafter, after 3 days. Additional charge is applicable only after 3 days. So fixed charge for 3 days X. Additional charge after 3 days. Additional charge per day is rupees Y per day. Okay, so for 3 days it is X plus for the 4 additional days it is 4Y. Here X plus 2Y. Now what is it here? Is equal to 27. Is equal to 21. And because we have to put both the charges together, and that's the total charge. You can just, I'll not read it. I'll just wait for 2-3 minutes. You can just go through that. All right, next one. A railway half ticket costs half the full fare. So full fare, if it is 500 rupees from some destinations, from some place to some place, if the full fare is 500 rupees, a railway half ticket is for children. Okay. So railway half ticket costs half the full fare. Full fare is for adults. Half ticket is for children. So for a half ticket is half of the full fare. So 500 rupees. Then for a child, it is 250 rupees. And the reservation charge is the same on the half ticket as on the full ticket. Reservation charge is the same. Whether you're reserving tickets for 5 children for a tour, or a combination of children and adults, or only adults, the reservation charge is the same. The reservation charge is the same. But the cost of the ticket, like now, earlier when we used to book tickets for movies, there was no booking charge. I don't know if it was there, but now there's booking charge also. Even in bus, booking charge, and then the cost of the, bus ticket. So like that, a railway half ticket costs half the full fare, and the reservation charge is the same on the half ticket as on the full ticket. One reserved first class full ticket. One reserved, okay, leave that word reserved, okay. One first class full ticket from Mumbai to Delhi cost rupees 4150, while one full and one half reserved ticket, reserved first class tickets cost rupees 6255. What is the basic first class full fare, and what is the reservation charge? So the reservation charge is the same. Okay. I just have some message. I'll just put you with the slide. I'll just get back, children, online children. Just have a look at the slide. Yeah, thank you, children. Okay. So supposing you have to reserve one full ticket. So you have to pay the reservation cost X. And okay, let's assume first. So let the reservation cost be rupees X. Let the cost of ticket for an adult or full ticket. Okay, whatever. Full ticket, half ticket. Full ticket is adult. Okay, let me say full ticket. Let the cost of a full ticket be rupees Y. Cost of half ticket will be rupees Y by 2, right? Reservation charge is the same. Reservation charge is the same for both full and half ticket. What is the cost of a full ticket? Y. Cost of half ticket? Y by 2. What are the terms here? Reservation cost or reservation charge, reservation cost and cost of full ticket, cost of half ticket. These are the three phrases in this question, which we need to understand. Reservation cost, which is the same for both adults and children. Okay. And then cost of full ticket, which is for an adult. cost of half ticket, which is for a child. Half ticket, full ticket, reservation cost. Okay. So reservation cost X applies to both full ticket and half ticket. But the charge, the cost of a full ticket is Y, half ticket will be Y by 2. Okay. Now supposing you buy, we'll leave this situation. Okay. We'll say we are buying 5 full tickets and 3 half tickets. We'll assume that. Okay. Then how to say the total cost is some say 30,000. Okay. 5 full tickets we have to buy. So to buy 1 ticket, you have to pay X reservation charge and Y cost of the full ticket. Like this for 5 members. And you want to buy 3 half tickets. For 1 half ticket, reservation charge is X plus ticket charge is Y by 2. This much you have to pay for 1 child. For 3 children, into 3. These two put together, your total, total money you have to spend is 30,000. Correct? Let's just do one more. So supposing you have to book, say 7 full tickets and 9 half tickets, and the total cost is some 63,000. So what is the total expenditure for for booking 1 full ticket? Reservation charge X plus ticket cost is Y for an adult full ticket. This is for one person. So for 7, it'll be into 7. Half ticket. You have to pay the reservation charge X plus ticket charges Y by 2 into 9, like this for 9 children. This is for 1 into 7. This is for 1 into 9 for 9. Add equal to 63,000. But here they're booking. Here it's about 1 full ticket and then 1 full and 1 half. Here the 2 cases are, case 1 is 1 full ticket. That's all, only 1 full ticket. So what is for 1 full ticket? X plus Y. And that is equal to 4150. That's all. And the next case is 1 full and 1 half. 1 full X plus Y. And 1 half X plus Y by 2 is equal to 625. Correct? This is for 1 full ticket. This is for 1 half ticket. Together it is 625. You can see here. 1, first leave all this. Okay, so 1 full ticket. 1 full ticket from Mumbai to Delhi costs so much. Only 1 ticket, 1 full ticket. And the next one is 1 full and 1 half. Clear, right? So I have probably here, don't get confused that it's how is it X by 2 here. I've taken the cost of the ticket as X. The cost of the full ticket as X. So the cost of half ticket will be X by 2. And I'm taking the reservation charge as Y. So not to get confused. I've mentioned all that clearly. See, let the cost of, no, you are good enough to understand. My assumptions of X and Y are different. So it's so LC common denominator, cross multiply. And you have to write. So here, when you get these 2 equations, you see that you cannot directly eliminate X or Y. So you might, so if you want to eliminate Y, X, what's the LCM of 1 and 3? You want to eliminate X, right? So if you want to eliminate X, the coefficient of X here is 1, here it's 3. The LCM of 1 and 3 is 3. And there's already 3. So it's like you should multiply by 1. And here it is 1, so into 3. So multiply the first equation by 3. You get this new equation. This one as it is. Solve, find y, and then find x. Okay. A man has only 20 paise coins and 25 paise coins in his purse. If he has 50 coins in all, totaling to 11 rupees 25 paise, how many coins of each kind does he have? So he has only 20 paise and 25 paise coins. When you count all the coins, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, when you count the coins, it's equal to 50. Number of coins is equal to 50. But the value of money is 11 rupees 25 paise. Number of coins, how will you count? Irrespective of the denomination, you won't see if it is 20 paise or 25 paise. Simply 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 50. But when you actually find the value of all that money, it's 11 rupees 25 paise. Okay, so you should find how many 20 paise coins he has and how many 25 paise coins he has. So we don't know. So let the number of 20 paise coins be x and let the number of 25 paise coins be y. So this is the number of coins. So clearly x plus y is equal to 50. You're sleeping, Pratish? You want to wash your face? Tired? Go wash your face and come back. So let the number of 20 paise coins be x and let the number of 25 paise coins be y. So what's the total number of coins? 50. So x plus y, number of 25 paise coins, 20 paise coins plus the number of 25 paise coins is equal to 50. Next is about the value of money. Value of money is equal to 11.25. So the value of all the 20 paise coins plus the value of all the 25 paise coins is equal to the total value, 11 rupees 25 paise. So supposing you have 320 paise coins. Supposing you have 320 paise coins. What's the value? 60 paise. 20 into 3. Supposing you have 725 paise coins. What's the value of money? 25 into 7. 175 paise or 1 rupee 75 paise. So if you multiply these two, you'll get the value of money. When you multiply these two, you get the value of money. 20 is the denomination into the number of coins. Okay. Denomination into number of coins. Denomination into number of coins will give you the value of money. Give you the value of money. What's the denomination? 20 paise. What's the number of coins? X. Multiply 20x. That's the value of money. Plus denomination 25. Number of coins y. When you multiply like 25 into 7, when you multiply, you get the value of money, right? 175 paise. In the same way, 25 into y is the value of all the 25 paise coins. But clearly, when you add these two, you will get the answer in paise, right? But this one is in rupees. You should convert this also to paise by multiplying by 100. You must see, when you add these two, you'll get the answer in paise. So like here, 20 into 3, 60 paise. 25 into 7, 175 paise. So when you add 5, 3, 1 carried over, 2. 235 paise you'll get. But on the other side, it is 11 rupees 25 paise. It's in rupees. You should have both the sides in paise or both in rupees. So 20x, the value is in paise. 25y, the value is in paise. When you add these two, the total value is also in paise. Is equal to, on the other side, you have in rupees. It will not balance. So you should convert this to paise by multiplying by 100. You're not writing an equivalent equation. You're writing the equation only. We are not multiplying by 100 and writing an equivalent equation. No. This is in rupees. We are converting rupees to paise. So we multiply by 100. So the second equation is 20x plus 25y is equal to 1125. This is the second equation. Now, if you want to write the second equation in rupees, okay, so you want to write it in rupees. You want 11.25. Then you should convert this to paise. 20 by 100 rupees, 25 by 100. 20 paise is 20 by 100 rupees. What is 20 paise? 20 by 100 rupees. 25 paise is 25 by 100 rupees. So then you should write 20 by 100. This is rupees now into x, value of money, plus 25 by 100. Now this is rupees. Convert the paise is converted to rupees into the number of coins y. So this is in rupees. This also is in rupees. Then you can write is equal to 11.25. So what's the common denominator? 100. So don't cancel because they have the same denominator. No? So don't cancel 20, 1s are 25s. Don't do that. 100 is a common denominator. So you'll get 20x plus 25y is equal to 20x plus 25y is equal to 11.25. So when you cross multiply, 20x plus 25y is equal to 1125. Same thing will get. Right? Correct? Okay. The rest you can take care. Next one. In a competitive examination, 1 mark is awarded for each correct answer. And while half mark is deducted for every wrong answer. Jayanti answered 120 questions and got 90 marks. How many questions did she answer correctly? So நீங்க இங்க வந்து தனித்தனியா assume பண்ணோம். Correct answers எத்தனை, incorrect answers எத்தனை. So we assume that she's answered every, she's not omitted any, that's not given, no, in a half mark. Jayanti answered 120 questions, we got 19 marks. Okay, so Jayanti has answered 120 questions. So of this 120 questions, we'll assume that X questions she answered correctly and Y questions she answered incorrectly. Totally 120 questions. So we have to assume how many questions she answered correctly and how many questions she answered incorrectly. So correctly, incorrectly. So let the number of questions answered correctly be X, incorrectly be Y. So the first equation is correct answers plus incorrect answers is equal to the total number of questions. Questions answered correctly plus questions answered incorrectly is equal to the total number of questions, 120. How many questions she answers correctly? X. How many questions she answered incorrectly? Y. Now X plus Y should be equal to the total number of questions, 120. That's one equation. Now how much does she get for every correct answer? 1 mark. 1 mark. So X correct answers into 1 mark. Now she's losing, so it's minus. Should not add. They're not giving you half mark for every incorrect answer. You're not getting it. You're losing. So minus, how much you lose? Y into 1 by 2. For every incorrect answer, she loses half a mark. So minus, not plus. We've been using plus all the while. So it's minus now. So X correct answers into 1 mark minus, because she's losing, minus Y incorrect answers into half a mark is equal to the total marks, 90. Correct, Pratish? Others? So the equation is X minus Y by 2 is equal to 90, then LCM 2. So 2X minus Y is equal to 90, cross multiply, 2X minus Y is equal to 180. Then this equation, first equation, X plus Y is equal to 120. You can write anything first. There's nothing that this is the first, this is the second equation. You can write the equations in any order and then solve, find X and then find Y. Same thing you have here. Understood this? Online children? Any questions?
No, ma'am.
The monthly incomes of A and B are in the ratio 8:7. And then expenditures are in the ratio 19:16. If each saves rupees 500 per month, find the monthly income of each. So what is, expenditure? Okay. What's the total money you have called income, right? What's the total money you have called income? Income. Now you can do two things with it. You can save or you can spend, or you do both. Right? Your income, you will spend some portion of your income, you will save the rest of your income. The monthly incomes are in the ratio 8:7. So expenditure plus savings is equal to income, correct? Expenditure is what you spend plus the savings. These two put together is your income. From where do you spend money? From your income only, no? And how do you save? From your income. So your expenditure and savings put together is your income. Okay, so the incomes of A and B are in the ratio 8:7. So let the income of A be 8x and let the income of B be 7x. Let the expenditure of A be 19y, not 19x. Different ratios, you must use different variables. Now 8:7 is one ratio. So you should not say 8x and 7y. One ratio, you should use only one variable. If this ratio, you cannot say 8x is one part and 7y is the other part. No. 8x, 7x or 8a, 7a or 8b, 7b should use the same variable. Now, there's a different ratio. Expenditure ratio is different. 19:16. Don't use the same x. Use something else. So expenditure of A, 19y. expenditure of B, 16,1. So savings is what? Income minus expenditure. Income minus expenditure is savings. Income of A minus the expenditure of A is equal to what A saves, 5,000. Income of B minus the expenditure of B. Whatever B earns minus whatever B spends is what B saves, which is 5,000. Not income plus expenditure. Income minus the expenditure minus what you spend is equal to your savings. A's income minus A's expenditure is equal to A's savings. B's income minus B's expenditure is equal to B's savings. So what is A's income? 8x. Minus what is A's expenditure? 19y is equal to his savings. What is B's income? What is B's expenditure? Is equal to B's savings. So these are two equations. You only have to find the monthly income of each. Income means you need only X value. You don't need Y value. So you eliminate Y and find X, that's all. We have to find only the monthly income of each. Income means you should find 8x and 7x. So you need only X value. You don't have to find Y value. It's okay if you find, but you don't need it to answer this question. You only have to find X. And then 8x and 7x will give you the answers. So see, I have found Y. So don't ask me why you found. You don't need Y value here. You need only X value. So this is the value of X, and then 8x and 7x are their monthly incomes. What I meant is you can directly eliminate Y. You can multiply accordingly and directly eliminate Y and find X. Multiply accordingly and directly eliminate Y. So you'll find X. That's enough. Find X. You don't have to find Y. Once you find X, 8x is A's income, 7x is B's income. Find the monthly income of each. Correct? Everything will be explained clear, written, meaning mentioned here clearly. See here, A's monthly income minus A's monthly expenditure is A's monthly savings. B's monthly income minus B's monthly expenditure is B's monthly savings. Okay. The larger of the two supplementary angles exceeds the smaller by 18 degrees. So first supplementary angles. So let the angles be X and Y. So X plus Y is equal to 180. Let the two angles be X and Y. Let the two angles be X degrees and Y degrees. So X plus Y is equal to 180. Finished. One equation. So these two angles, one is large, the other is small. The larger exceeds the smaller by 18. So you be specific in your assumption. You say, let the larger supplementary angle be X and the smaller one be Y. Just include those words while assuming. Let the larger angle be X and the smaller angle be Y. And the smaller angle be Y. So X plus Y is equal to 180 and then X minus Y is equal to 18 because bigger one is larger. Exceeds means is, hello? Online children, it was a call which I had to pick. I'm sorry and thanks for waiting. Sorry and thanks. Yeah. So we were saying x plus y is equal to 180. Let the larger angle be x. So that angle minus a small angle is equal to 80. Exceeds means what? Is more than. Exceeds means is more than. Exceeds means is more than. The larger angle is more than the smaller angle by 18. The larger angle is more than the smaller angle by 18. So x minus y is equal to 18. Okay. Next one. Yeah. No, I just smiled, nothing. Yeah. Half the perimeter of a garden, whose length is 4 more than its width is 36 meters. So, see, like, two things are combined here. If I say, Ravi, then who lives in Delhi is my classmate or is a doctor. Okay. Is my classmate and doctor or is a doctor. So there are two things here about Ravi, right? So Ravi is a doctor and Ravi lives in Delhi. So you can see the usage of the comma here. Ravi, comma, who lives in Delhi. That's an information about Ravi. So Ravi who lives in Delhi, you can see Ravi, comma, who lives in Delhi, comma. Okay, is a doctor. So meaning Ravi lives in Delhi and Ravi is a doctor. In the same way here you can see the comma. Half the perimeter of a garden, comma, whose length is 4 more than its width, comma. So this is an information. Leave this. Half the perimeter of a garden is 36 meters. Like Ravi is a doctor. Like Ravi, you can just compare with this. Ravi, who lives in Delhi, is a doctor. So this is one chunk of information. He lives in Delhi. Ravi is a doctor. And he lives in Delhi. In the same way here, this part between the two commas, don't read that now. Read it like this. Don't read that part which is between the two commas. Don't read that. Half the perimeter of a garden is 36 meters. What's the formula to find and the garden is, rectangular because you can see length and breadth given. You can see length and breadth. So it's rectangular. Length and breadth are not equal. Its length is more than the breadth. So it's a rectangular garden. What's the perimeter of a rectangle? 2 into L plus B. Half the perimeter, L plus B. Half the perimeter means semi-perimeter. L plus B. L plus B. Perimeter is 2 into L plus B. See, how do we know it's a rectangle? Because the dimensions are length and breadth. So it's a rectangle. Can be a square, but it's given length is 4 more than the breadth, right? So it is a rectangle. Length and breadth are not equal. So length is 4 more than the breadth, so it's a rectangle. Perimeter is 2 into L plus B, half the perimeter. So 2 into L plus B by 2. 2 into L plus B is perimeter. Half of it is semi-perimeter. This is half of the perimeter. Half of the perimeter, that means L plus B is 36 is one equation. Half the perimeter of garden is 36 meters. Half the perimeter is L plus B is 36, equal to 36. Now what else is given? Length is 4 more than the width. If the length is L and the breadth is B, width is B, length is more. So L minus B is equal to 4. Length is more, no? So length should be written first, which is small, breadth. The difference is 4. Length is 4 more than the width. So if the length is like 20, the width is 16. Length is 4 more than the width. So 20 minus 16 is 4. Length minus breadth is equal to 4. Correct? Correct? So length L, breadth B. You can write this directly. I've just written like as it is here, see, length. So L is means equal to 4 more than means plus 4. 4 more than plus 4. Then it's breadth. So B plus 2. Less than, more than, you should always hasif. For you, everything is new. I have to say the same thing every year. Every year after the same presentation, and say the same thing. So if it should be boring, it can for me. It is not, but it can for me, but not for you. For you, it's new, right? Yeah, he's tired. Length is 4 more than. அதெல்லாம் இங்க பின்னாடி போடணும். 4 more than, 4 less than இங்க பின்னாடி போடணும். Than என்ன? Width. அது first போடணும் இங்க. 7th, 8th, this is how we learn how to. They'll give you small statements, no? They'll ask you to convert that to a mathematical equation. So this is how it is. 4 more than, 4 less than, அது பின்னாடி போடணும். I'll tell you again. Length is means equal to 4 more than, 4 less than. அதெல்லாம் இங்க போடணும். 4 more than plus 4. 4 less than minus 4. Than என்ன? Than அப்புறம் என்ன இருக்கு? It's width. அது இங்க வரும். B. So L minus B is equal to 4 is the equation. L is equal to B plus 4. Length is equal to B plus 4 or L minus B is equal to 4. Correct? Half the perimeter. So this is perimeter. This is perimeter. This half of the perimeter is 36. Is means equal to 36. 2 cancels. L plus B is equal to 36. All right. So this, I'll just give you 5 minutes time. You can just help yourself. 1 second. This is self-help, children. I'm not explaining. Okay. Children. Online children. Exams at school, huh? No, your friend is absent, no? Exams are going on, tests or something. Morning classes. What time do you come home? What time do you come home? 8 to 8, you should be at school. Morning. 7 you have to be in school. Huh? என்ன சாப்பிடுவீங்க என்ன கேரி பண்ணுவீங்க இப்ப நீங்களும் படிக்கிறீங்களோ வீட்டுல பெரியவங்க பண்ணி கொடுக்கறவங்க சீக்கிரம் எழுதுக்கணும் நீங்க ஸ்கூல் போறதுக்கு நம்ம லேட்டா 7:50 ஸ்கூலுக்கு நம்ம பிளாங்கெட்ல இருந்து 7 மணிக்கு தான் வெளியிலே வருவோம் வீட்டுல இருக்கிறவங்க அதுக்கு முன்னாடி எழுந்துச்சு உங்களுக்கு என்ன கொடுக்கணுமோ அதெல்லாம் ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணி நீங்க சாப்பிட மாட்டீங்க உங்களை சாப்பிட வச்சு I always, like tell my daughter, but she thinks I'm boasting. Y'all, when 9:45 to 3:45, that's all. 9:45 to 3:45, school. We had all extracurriculars. We had English club where, we were encouraged to read newspaper. We had everything. I won't say that, during my days, we did not have this opportunity in school. Nothing like that. School was full of opportunities, along with academics. They gave the best. We didn't have to go out and learn from anybody. You go to school for a purpose, no? That purpose was completely justified. We came home happily, we played. Then we did homework. We studied every day. Teacher made us understand, no? So we just have to repeat that. We studied every day. Small portions every day we used to study. Then weekends we used to revise. I don't know what they're doing today. 7:50. 5 o'clock. So, yeah, these things you can help yourself. Go through this. So we'll do one thing. I'll share these images. Now you go through at home, so it'll be easy to discuss. I'll again take up these sums on Saturday. So once you go through at home, then it'll be easier for you to share your thoughts also. So this cyclic quadrilateral, I think one question we did. Same question, huh? Oh, we have already tried one like this. So these two images I'll share on WhatsApp with you. Just go through them. 12 and 13. I'll share the images on WhatsApp. Also, I think selling a TV and fridge. I think we did this some last class. This one also I finished last class. Simple interest sum. Yeah. From here we have to continue. The first three questions we have solved earlier. Am I right? The third one? No, 1 and 2 we have finished, I'm very sure. Third one you have to tell me. Am I invested? Yes. Have we done this earlier? No, have we done this question earlier? No. No. We have. Yes or no? She's saying yes, you're saying no. We have finished. நீங்க லாஸ்ட் கிளாஸ் அட்டென்ட் பண்ணலையா? பண்ணீங்களா? பண்ணிருக்குமா இல்லையா பிரேனு? இந்த கொஸ்டின் பண்ணிருக்கோமா இல்லையா? ஓ, finished. You're saying yes. You're very unsurely you're sure. You're saying a yes with a no in your mind. Let's do it. Okay. So a man invested an amount. We actually finished it. I am sure. I am sure, but then I'm confused with your response. So let's do it. A man invested an amount at 12% simple interest and another amount at 10% simple interest. Okay. A man invested, so he has some money, he divides it into two parts, not two equal parts, two parts. So he invests one at 12% simple interest, another at 10% simple interest. Okay, so maybe his friend is a banker and he's forced. Otherwise, when you know somebody is giving 12%, why would you invest in 10%? When something is giving higher returns, 12%, why will you invest at 10%? So maybe that guy was, that banker who gives 10% is this guy's friend. So சரி உன் பேங்க்ல கொஞ்சம் போடலாம் அப்படின்னு போட்டிருக்காங்க போல இருக்கு. So 12% and 10%. He received an annual interest of 2,600. Annual interest is yearly simple interest. Annual is yearly, interest is simple interest of 2,600. So the interest, the yearly interest he gets from one investment plus the yearly interest he gets from the second investment together is 2,600. And what's the formula to find the simple interest? Principal into time into rate by 100. We say PTR or PNR by 100. PTR or PNR by 100. Okay. What is time here? 1 year, because annual interest. Annual interest. So time is 1 year. Principal X in, okay. So we'll say he invests X rupees at 12% and Y rupees at 10%. And we'll construct the equation for the first case. A man invested an amount at 12% per annum simple interest. So we'll say he invests X rupees at 12% and another amount, so Y rupees at 10% per annum simple interest, at 10% interest. X at 12%, Y at 10%. Investing like this, he's able to make an interest, an annual interest of 2,600. So what will be the interest for X rupees? Principal X into time 1 into rate 12 by 100. This is the simple interest for 1 year on rupees X invested at 12%. Again, principal into time into rate by 100. This is the formula to find simple interest. This is the formula to find simple interest. So this is the simple interest for 1 year on Y rupees invested at 10% simple interest. Now this simple interest plus this simple interest gives a total annual interest of 2,600. But if he had interchanged the amounts invested, so if he had done at 12% Y rupees and 10% X rupees, if he had interchanged the amounts invested, so here he does 12% X, no. So suppose he exchanges, so 12% Y and 10% X. If he had interchanged the amounts invested, then he would have received 140 rupees less. He doesn't get 140 rupees. He gets 140 rupees less. So what is 2,600 minus 140? 2,460. He'll get this much as simple interest. He does not get 140 rupees only. He gets 140 rupees less than the earlier one. So in the first case, he got 2,600. If a Mati invest பண்ணனால, he's getting 140 rupees less. That means he's getting 2,460 rupees as interest. This is the early interest. So what's the principle? What's the principle? What is the, yeah, okay. What's the principle? Why? Continue. Continue. சத்தமா பேசுங்க. எனக்கு ஃபார்முலா வேண்டாம். இங்க என்ன வைக்கு அப்புறம் என்ன எழுதணும்? வெறும் ஒன் இப்படியா? No, I'm going to lock you in the center. Presentation போட்டு போடுங்க. எல்லாத்தையும் படிச்சு வைங்க நாளைக்கு காத்தால. What are you doing sitting there? Huh? You're clearly showing that you're not, focusing. Why did you say 10? You're trying to understand in the class. Then a school, ஏதோ சொல்றாங்க திருப்பி வீட்டுல போய் படிச்சுக்கலான்றது. நீங்க சொல்லுங்க பிரதீஷ். equal to 2460. நீங்க யூஆர் சீயிங் ஸ்டார்ஸ் என்ன கேட்கறதுன்னு தெரியல. நீங்க தப்பா சொன்னீங்க. யூ நியூ இட். ஜி இஸ் ஆல்சோ.
Ma'am, you're muted.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Swati. Don't cancel. Don't simplify. 4 3s are 425s are. Don't do that. Let's have the denominator as 100 so that it's easy here. See, 12x by 100 plus 10y by 100 is equal to this. So common denominator is 100 and you can cross multiply. And then you can simplify the equations. Yeah, go through this. It doesn't end here. It continues on the next slide. Yeah, please go through this. Don't be in a hurry. See, if I take you to the next slide, but you haven't finished, going through the content of the slide, you can tell me. Yeah. Okay, so now we have constructed this equation. You can divide by 2 throughout and simplify the equation. Here again, you can divide the equation throughout by 2 and simplify the equation. So now you see these two equations, right? This one and this one. All right. Now what do you observe? The coefficients of x and y in the two equations are the same. The coefficients of, sorry, let me put it like this. The coefficient of x in the first equation and the coefficient of y in the second equation. The sign can be plus minus, they can be same, different. Don't worry about the sign. It's only about the absolute value, just the numerical value, the absolute value to be very precise. So the coefficient of x in the first equation and the coefficient of y in the second equation is the same. The coefficient of y in the first equation and the coefficient of x in the second equation is the same. The constants can be different. The constants will mostly be different only. So you don't have to observe the constants. You don't have to check on the constants. So if you see that the coefficients of x and y are exchanged, you understand that? Then we use this method, which is called the special method. So what we do, we add these two equations. See, this is equation 1, this is equation 2, right? Add the two equations. So write the two equations one below the other. Add meaning don't change the signs. So you get this one. 11 is common. So like this, 11 comes for division. And x plus y is equal to 23,000. Is a new equation. Got by adding equation 1 and equation 2. Now subtract equation 1 minus equation 2. Write the first, this equation. First equation, second equation. Write the two equations, one below the other. Equation 1 minus equation 2. So change the signs throughout in the second equation. Change the signs throughout in the second equation. 6x minus 5x. X. 5y minus 6y minus y. 1,30,000 minus 1,23,000. 7,000. Now these two equations got by adding and subtracting are the two new simple equations now there. Now solve these two equations. On adding equation 1 and 2, you get a new equation 3. On performing equation 1 minus equation 2, you get another new equation 4. Now solve 3 and 4. This is 3, this is 4. Write them one below the other and solve them. 2x is equal to 30,000. X is equal to 15,000. Now substitute x, the value of x, in any equation here. But we choose a simpler one, right? So you can substitute here, or you can even put it here, anywhere. Choose the simpler equations. So y is 8,000. So x is the money invested at 12% and y is the money invested at 10%. Go to this. Sure. Anything to clarify, children? You cannot use this method for any two equations. Now, the other thing is you can also solve these two equations in the regular method by elimination or substitution method. Not that you should solve it only by this method, by adding and subtracting. You can also do the elimination method or the substitution method. If you do it like this, it may save your time. sometimes the numbers are really large. So in that case, you can save time by using this method. Because when you add and subtract, you get really simple equations, very, very simple equations. So it's easy to solve them and find the values of X and Y. Okay. Each one of A and B has some money. A has some money, B has some money. Okay, so A has some money, B has some money. So let's say A has X and B has Y. You went through the slide, Argamai? We just started this. Each one of A and B has some money. So let's say A has X rupees and B has Y rupees. If A gives 30 to B, okay, so we'll write X on one side, Y on the other side, and put an equal to sign in the middle. We'll just be ready with this. We'll write X on one side, Y on the other side, and put an equal to sign in the middle and keep this ready. If A gives 30 rupees to B, so A is giving, no? And Y is receiving. Sorry. Okay, so A, B, X, Y. So I said we'll, be ready like this. A gives 30 rupees to B. So A gives, so minus 30 from A's pocket, and B is receiving, so plus 30 to B's pocket. If A gives 30 rupees to B, then B will have, see here, B will have, see, this is B, see, this is B. B will have twice the money left with A. That's all. As we read, just complete the equation. Okay, 1 minute, 1 minute. So A, X, B, Y, right? So A will, after giving how much A will have after he gives X minus 30, how much will B have after he receives Y plus 30, right? Okay. So after this transaction, B will have, B, this is B, will have means equal to in mathematics. B will have twice, meaning 2 into. Twice means 2 into. Twice the money left with A, X minus 30. We can do it here also. See, if A gives 30 to B, so A gives 30 means X minus 30, B is receiving 30, so Y plus 30. So that's clear, right? X minus 30 because A is giving, and Y plus 30 because B has received that money. Y plus 30. Okay, keep that in mind. So if A gives rupees 30 to B, then this is the equation part. B has how much? Y plus 30. B will have means equal to. B will have, meaning B equal to twice 2. The money left with A, 2 into something. What's the money left with A? X minus 30. That's all. So every word or every, phrase can be substituted with an expression. That's the equation. So Y plus 30 is equal to 2 into X minus 30 is the equation. But if B gives, B is Y, meaning B has Y rupees. If he gives 10, so he gives 10 means B will have this one and A will have this. Because A has X and B has Y. If B gives 10 rupees to A, so B has Y, he gives, so minus 10. And A has X, he is receiving, so plus 10, X plus 10. Okay. But if B gives 10 to A, then this is the equation. What is A? X plus 10 will have equal to thrice 3. As much left with B, 3 into Y minus 10. A means you should write what A has. Will have meaning equal to. Thrice meaning 3 into. Left with B, whatever B has. That's it. So like this, you construct the two equations, solve and find the values of X and Y. Okay, you can check this later. Next one. The students of a class are made to stand in rows. The students of a class are made to stand in rows. If 4 students are extra in each row, there would be 2 rows less. If 4 students are extra in each row, there would be 2 rows less. If 4 students are less in each row, there would be 4 rows more. Find the number of students in the class. Okay. So how many rows? 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, right? Rows. 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. How many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. 4 rows, 6 columns. Columns are vertical, rows horizontal. Now, there is another way of expressing columns. Rows. Number of students in each row. Let's count the number of students in each row. How many students are there in each row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 students in every row. And the 6 is also the number of columns, right? So number of students in each row is also the same as the number of columns. Is the same as the number of columns. No, the answer is the same. See, answer this question. How many columns? Number of rows. What's the number of rows? 4. Number of columns? 6. Answer this one. Number of students in each row. Number of students in each row? 6. Same answer, no? We're saying for both. So they're the same. Number of students in each row is the same as number of columns. Number of rows are different. Number of rows, answer is different. No, number of rows, 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. Number of columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number of students in each row. How many students are there in every row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 students in every row. We are getting this answer 6 for 2 things, for 2 questions. How many columns? 6 columns. How many students in each row? 6 students. So they're the same. Number of columns is the same as number of students in each row. Number of rows are different. Number of students in each row and the number of columns, both are the same. And we know that the number of rows into the number of columns will be the total number of students. Number of rows, 4. Number of columns, 6. So how many students are here in this arrangement? 24. How many students are there in this arrangement? 24. 4 rows, 6 columns. So 4, 6 are 24. So rows into columns will give you the number of students. Or rows into number of students in each row. How many rows? 4. How many students in each row? 6. 24 students. How many rows? 4 rows. How many students in each row? 24. Okay. That's what this question is about. Instead of saying columns, they're using number of students in each row. That's all. Instead of saying columns, they're saying number of students in each row. All right. So let the number of rows be X and let the number of columns be Y. So total number of students will be X into Y, rows into columns, X into Y. Now the first case, if 4 students are extra in, so the equation is this, number of rows into number of students in each row is equal to total number of students. This is the equation. To construct the equation, this is the rule we have to use. Number of rows into number of students in each row is equal to the total number of students. If there are 4 students, if 4 students are extra in each row, and I used columns, no, let me say. Rows X, students in each row, Y, total students XY. Okay, if 4 students are extra in each row, how many students are there actually in each row? Y. How many students are there in each row? Y. If 4 students are extra in each row if there are 4 more students, so y plus 4. There would be 2 rows less. There will be 2 rows less. Now, what is rows into columns? Total number of students. But total number of students cannot change. That will be the same. Like if there are 24 students, you can arrange them in 12 rows, sorry, 2 rows, 12 columns, or 3 rows and 8 columns, or 4 rows and 6 columns, or 6 rows and 4 columns. You can arrange them in different ways. But the number of students will be 24 only, right? 24 students, you can arrange them in a different number of rows and columns. So the number of students will remain the same, xy. X rows and number of students in each row, y. Total number of students, x into y. 4 students extra in each row. How many students are actually there in each row? Y. 4 students are extra now, so y plus 2. Y plus 2. Then what about the rows? There would be 2 rows less. Rows, no, it will be 2 rows less. So x rows are there, minus 2. Now we know that number of rows into number of students in each row is equal to the total number of students. That is always xy. That's always xy. That will not change. If 4 students are less in each row, how many students are there in each row? Y. If 4 students are less in each row, there will be 4 rows more. Number of rows x, 4 rows more. Why we are not putting plus or minus sign? Because the rule is number of rows into the number of students in each row is equal to the total number of students. So it's not plus or minus in the middle, it's multiplication. Number of rows into number of students in each row is equal to the total number of students, xy. That's it. So, you know, each standard multiplication, y into x, xy, y into minus 2y, plus 4x minus 8 is equal to xy. So xy and xy on either side will get cancelled. So you can just watch, I'm sorry, see that here. I'll give you some time to go through this. So xy on either side will get cancelled and you'll get a linear equation in x and y. Yeah, please go through this. So to construct the equation, number of rows into number of students in each row is equal to total number of students. Total number of students is xy because we have assumed the number of rows as x and the number of students in each row as y. So how many students are there in the class? X into y. How will that change? Just because you change the number of rows and columns, children cannot suddenly increase or decrease, right? The number of students will be xy. You are arranging them in different number of rows and columns. Like we saw, 24 students can be arranged 12 by 2 by 12, 3 by 8, 6 by 4. Total number of students will be 24. Next one. Similar question. That is the construction of equation is exactly like here. Because what's area? What's area of a rectangle? L into B. Length into breadth is equal to area. So let the original length be L, original breadth be B. Okay. The area of a rectangle let the original length of the rectangle be L, breadth of the rectangle be B, or you can say XY. The area of, what's the area then? L into B. If length is L, breadth is B, what's the area of the rectangle? Length into breadth, L into B. So this is the original length, this is the original breadth, this is the original area. The area of a rectangle gets reduced by 67 square meters when the length is increased by 3. So new length is this one. And the breadth is decreased by 4. This is the new breadth. What's the new length into the new breadth? It's equal to the new area. What's the new area? It is the original area minus 67. So it gets reduced by 67. It is not equal to 67. It gets reduced by 67. That means originally whatever it was minus 67. What's the original length? L. Original breadth? B. Original area? L into B. Now we'll think there you said number of students is the same. Here how the areas did. Here you're altering the length and breadth. If you're reducing the length, you're increasing the breadth, you're changing. When you alter the length and breadth, the area is altered. There it's a different thing with students. You're arranging the students in different number of rows and columns, but the number of students will be XY only. Correct? Yeah. Because you're accommodating all the students in your rows and columns. You're not, nobody's, not included. All of them are included. When you arrange them, when you arrange the students in, rows and columns, in that arrangement, all the students are included. So the number of students will not change there. But here, when you alter, you're changing the length and breadth. Area can be altered. Original length L, original breadth B, original area L into B. Okay. Now the new length is this one. What's the new breadth? This one. What's the new area? New length into new breadth is equal to new area. Bhavishya? New length into new breadth is new area. What's the new area? Original area minus 67. Here also when you open the bracket, you'll get L into B, LB. That LB and this LB will get cancelled. So you will get an equation in L and B or X and Y. Then if the length is reduced by 1 meter, if the length is reduced by 1 meter, length is reduced by 1 meter, and the breadth is increased by 4, and the breadth is increased by 4, then the area is increased by 89 square meters. Yeah, original area is LB. It's increased by 89. So here also new length into new breadth is equal to new area. Yeah, so I've taken XY here. So there's a new length, new breadth, new area. New length into new breadth is new area. Then when you open the brackets, you can see XY and XY will get cancelled. So you get minus 4x plus 3y is equal to minus 55. Similarly here, when you open the brackets, XY cancels. 4x minus y is equal to 93. So write the equations one below the other. As it is, gets cancelled, minus 4x plus 4x. So you can solve and find the value of y and substitute to find the value of x. This is the original length. This is the original breadth. I'll just finish with this. I know it's time. I'll just finish because it's similar. Yeah, this is different. So this will take it up in the next class. This is very similar to the earlier one, so I can finish it quickly. Less than 5 minutes, we'll finish this and wind up the session for today. Yeah. All right. A train covered a certain distance at a uniform speed. A train covered a certain distance at a uniform speed. If the train had been 5 kilometers per hour, kmph is kilometers per hour, kilometers per hour, like writing kilometers per hour like this. Okay. If the train had been 5 kilometers per hour faster, it would have taken 3 hours less than the scheduled time. And if the train were slower by 4 kilometers per hour, it would have taken 3 hours more than the scheduled time. Find the length of the journey. So what is the question made up of? The question is made up of speed. It's made up of speed because 5 kilometers per hour faster, meaning speed. It's about speed. Kilometer per hour, meter per second. These are units of speed, right? Kilometer per hour, meter per second, units of speed. So there is speed here and there's time here, and you'll have to find the length of the journey, that is distance. So to construct the equation, you will have to use the formula speed is equal to distance by time, or distance is equal to speed into time. Okay, speed is equal to distance by. When you read the question, you understand the different, the characters or, the different terms in the sentence, in the question. So we have speed, we have time, and we have to find the length of the journey. So it's all about speed, distance, and time. So to construct the equations in this question, you'll have to use the formula speed is equal to distance by time, or you can say distance is equal to speed into time. So we are going to use this distance is equal to speed into time. Distance is equal to speed into time. Why should you use it? Because they're altering the speed. When the speed is altered, the time is altered. Nothing is given about the distance. So we'll see speed is altered. If the train had been 5 kilometers per hour faster, speed is altered there. It would have taken 3 hours less. Time is altered. Speed and time are altered. The question is all about speed and time. So let us say, let the original speed be x kilometers per hour and the original time taken be y hours. So the original length of the journey is speed into time, xy kilometers. Because distance is speed into time. Distance is speed into time. So let the original speed of the train be x kilometers per hour. Let the original time taken be y hours. Then the length of the journey. The length of the journey will not change. You can increase, if you increase your speed, you'll take less time. If you decrease your speed, you'll take more time. But the distance between the two places is going to be xy always. That is not going to alter here. You can alter speed. Speed and time will alter, but distance will be the same. So speed and time are inversely proportional. More speed, less time. Less speed, more time. They are inversely proportional. But distance is going to be xy. So we are assuming speed and time because in the question, speed and time are altered. That is when speed is altered, time is altered. So we'll say let the speed be x kilometers per hour and time be y hours. So the length of the journey, original length or the length of the journey is xy kilometers. Now, read the question. If the train had been, so this is the formula with the help of which we're going to construct the equations. Distance is equal to speed into time. So new speed into new time is equal to the same distance. New speed into new time is equal to the same distance, right? So what's the new speed? If the train had been 5 kilometers per hour faster, This is the speed into time. What's the time? It would have taken 3 hours less. It actually took y hours earlier. 3 hours less, y minus 3. So new speed into new time is equal to, what is speed into time? Distance. Distance is xy only. Second case, and if the train were slower by 4 kilometers per hour, x minus 4. Speed is x minus 4. It would have taken 3 hours more. New time is y plus 4. Original time y. Oh, y plus 3. Okay. Y plus 3, sorry. Y plus 3. This is the new speed, x minus 4. This is a new time, y plus 3. So new speed into new time is equal to distance, xy. You can see a new speed, new time, xy. So xy will get cancelled on both the sides. First equation, xy on both the sides. Second equation, all of us are prepared to leave. So you're not getting prepared also, you're already ready. So find y and then substitute and find x. After finding x and y, don't leave your answer there. Okay. You have to find the length of the journey, distance, which is xy. So x into y. This is the length of the journey. After finding the values of x and y, the question is to find the length of the journey. That is a distance. Distance is xy. So x into y. This is the length of the journey. All right. All right, children. So that's it for today's session. Thank you so much. Good night. Online children, thank you. You may leave the call. Good night, children.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you,
Thank you.
ma'am.
Good night. Good night. Thank you.